My beloved one, hear me right now with complete attention, because they are coming in search of you. My child, don't leave this message in between, or you will miss out on the information and alert I desire to convey to you. You are my chosen one, and everything that happens in your life is not something that I am not aware of. I am aware of you, and I want you to realize this too. I orchestrated your steps here towards this message to make you aware that the devil and his minions are coming in search of you, to throw you into a serious trap. My beloved, do not tremble. Do not let fear make its home in your chest, for even before the thought of danger reached your mind, I had already built a fortress around your soul. The ones who seek to deceive you will come with smiles, with gifts, with words that sound like truth. They will appear as those who carry light, but within them burns the fire of confusion. They will speak of power, of freedom, of self-rule, but all they desire is your surrender, quiet and unnoticed. I tell you this not to frighten you, but to awaken you. The time for sleeping is over. When you feel the air shift and the noise of the world begins to grow louder, remember me. In the chaos of many voices, mine will always whisper stillness. You have heard me before, not in thunder, not in fire, but in that quiet place within you that no one else can enter. Go there now and often, for there I wait for you. The more the world shakes, the more you must root yourself in me. I am your soil, your breath, your hidden spring of life. There are moments coming where confusion will masquerade as wisdom. Many will say, "This is the way," and others will shout, "No, follow that one." And in the noise, truth will seem to dissolve. But truth cannot dissolve. It only hides itself from eyes that refuse to be still. So be still, my child. Stillness is not passivity. It is strength made quiet. Those who walk in stillness are unseen by the enemy, for their light blinds his path. I have chosen you not because you are flawless, but because you are willing. I saw your wounds and did not turn away. I saw your doubts and called them seeds of faith. You have wrestled in the dark, asking me where I am, and I was there in your wrestling. Every unanswered prayer, every delay, every silence, none of it was punishment. It was preparation. For what is being born within you is not small. It will carry the fragrance of eternity. When the shadow approaches, it will test your loyalty. It will offer shortcuts, recognition, or the comfort of belonging to the crowd. But remember, not all belonging is blessed. Many are embraced only to be devoured. Guard your heart with the wisdom I place in you now. Do not rush to defend yourself with anger or pride. The shield I give you is humility, a shield the enemy cannot see through. Walk humbly, even when accused. Smile when misunderstood. Every arrow they send will fall before it reaches you, because I will stand between you and harm. You ask me, Lord, why do you let the darkness come near? And I answer, because I want you to see what light truly is. Light is not born in comfort. It reveals itself when comfort breaks. The pressure you feel is not the end. It is the beginning of something holy being forged. I do not desire your suffering. I desire your awakening. You will look back and see that even your pain was a form of teaching. I turn every wound into a window if you let me. There will be nights soon when you feel the weight of the unseen pressing against your spirit. Do not panic. Speak my name, even if only in your heart. You will not need elaborate words. A single breath that remembers me is enough to drive the darkness away. For I do not live in temples built by hands, but in the space within you where love chooses to believe. You are my sanctuary. You are not a beggar at my door. You are my dwelling place. The trap they prepare is subtle. It will not come as open evil. It will come as distraction, as the endless chase for things that glitter but cannot satisfy. They will show you mirrors filled with other lives and whisper that you are not enough. Do not look into those mirrors. Look into me. I am the mirror that tells you who you are. Every other reflection is distortion. I made you whole. I made you radiant with my own breath. Let no lie convince you otherwise. You wonder why loneliness follows you even in crowds. It is because I am calling you away from noise to know the sound of your own soul. You were not made for the shallow air of the marketplace. You were made for the mountains of stillness where heaven and earth kiss. When you feel apart, it is not rejection. It is separation unto purpose. The chosen ones are often misunderstood because they see what others refuse to notice. This is both your burden and your gift. Do not think your prayers go unheard. Every sigh you release into the dark is caught in my hands. Even when you cannot feel me, I am nearer than breath. The silence you fear is not absence. It is my invitation to listen more deeply. Sometimes I speak by withholding, sometimes by removing, sometimes by making you wait. But always, I speak in love. My timing is not delay, it is design. Every moment of waiting is weaving something unseen that will one day unfold with beauty you could not have imagined. My child, when you see the storm rising, do not curse it. I send the storm not to destroy, but to cleanse. The rain that frightens you carries the seeds you have prayed for. The thunder that shakes you only announces the clearing of the old. You will not drown in this storm. You will be reborn through it. Keep your gaze above the waves, fixed on me, and you will find that even the sea obeys my whisper. You are not meant to understand everything yet. Some mysteries must remain sealed until you are ready to hold their weight. But trust this, nothing in your life is random. The doors that closed protected you from places your heart was not ready to enter. The people who left made room for those yet to come. The pain that stayed taught you compassion for those who bleed silently. I waste nothing, not even your tears. Every drop becomes rain for someone else's garden. The devil cannot take what belongs to me. He can only distract, distort, and delay. His greatest weapon is not destruction, but deception, the slow erosion of truth through comfort and compromise. So guard your light, speak honestly, lie gently, love fiercely. Forgive quickly, for bitterness is the language of chains. Keep your words few and your heart soft. The enemy thrives in noise. Silence starves him. The one who learns to rest in me becomes unassailable. You will see others fall, some who walked beside you. Do not judge them. Lift them if you can, and if you cannot, carry them in prayer. The battle is heavy, and not everyone wears their wounds where they can be seen. Mercy will be your greatest weapon. It confuses the darkness because it reflects me perfectly. When you choose mercy, you step directly into my likeness. I am training your eyes to see beyond appearances. Soon you will discern not just what people say, but the vibration beneath their words. You will sense intention before action. Do not use this gift for suspicion or control. Use it for compassion. The world is full of those who wear masks of certainty while trembling inside. Be gentle with them, for I am gentle with you. There will come a moment when all you built seems to crumble. Do not despair. I sometimes dismantle what you love to reveal what you truly need. The foundation I lay cannot be seen until the walls fall away. What feels like loss will soon reveal itself as liberation. You will see that you were never losing. You were being redirected toward what lasts. Do not cling to what is fading. Open your hands, and I will fill them with what is eternal. I know your fears. I have felt each tremor of your heart. You think sometimes that you have failed me, but you cannot fail me, for I am the one who sustains your very faith. Even when you doubt, I remain faithful. Your weakness does not repel me, it draws me closer. The cracks in your heart are the very spaces where my light enters. Do not strive to be perfect, strive to be present. I do not demand performance, I desire presence. You are about to walk through a season where truth will divide. Some will leave you because they cannot walk where I am taking you. Bless them and let them go. Those meant to stand beside you will find you again in the light. You will not lose what is truly yours. You will only shed what is temporary. I will send you companions who carry my fragrance, not their own ambition. Together you will rise quietly like dawn breaking over a weary land. Listen closely. When fear whispers, "You are alone," answer, "I am held." When doubt says, "You will fail," Answer: love never fails. When despair murmurs, there is no way. Answer: I walk with the way himself. These declarations are not mere words, they are shields of light. Speak them even when your heart feels dry. Your faith will grow into them like roots finding water underground. The hour is coming when your voice will carry more weight than you realize. Be mindful of your words. Each one is a seed, and the soil of human hearts is fragile. Speak life, even when you are surrounded by decay. A single word of kindness can awaken hope where death once ruled. You are my ambassador of gentleness in a world that celebrates cruelty. Do not underestimate the quiet revolution of love. My beloved, there will be signs along your path, not of doom but of destiny. Pay attention to small coincidences. They are the language I use to reassure you that you are on track. The number you keep seeing, the melody that follows you, the stranger's smile at the moment you are about to give up. All these are whispers from me, reminders that you are seen, known, guided. Nothing escapes my attention. Nothing you endure is unseen. You will not always feel strong, but that is not your task. Your task is to remain willing. I will supply the strength. The ocean does not strain to be vast. It simply yields to gravity and flows. So too must you yield to my rhythm. When you learn to flow with me, even your weariness will become worship. Do not measure progress by human pace. Eternity is patient, and so am I. Do you remember the garden? The serpent did not come breathing fire. He came with a question. Did God really say? One question was enough to crack the peace of creation. This is how evil still begins. Not with war, but with doubt that wears the costume of wisdom. The same voice visits every generation, searching for hearts that will trade wonder for control. Be wise but not suspicious of every shadow. Instead, learn to see with light. For the demons that once hissed among the trees now speak through the noise of a world that has forgotten silence. They promise power, but they feed on unrest. When you read of Job, remember that the adversary asked permission to touch him. Evil never moves without limits. Even in testing, I held Job's life secure. He sat among ashes, yet his faith became a flame that no wind could extinguish. So when hardship comes, do not think that darkness has won. The trial of your soul is often the theater where courage is born. Every wound that seems to be inflicted by the night can become a mark of glory if you keep your eyes on me. There was a man among the tombs, chained by others and by his own torment. The scriptures tell how Legion spoke through him, many voices tangled in one throat. Yet a single word of command set him free. So understand this. Evil may multiply its noise, but it cannot withstand truth. The legion within the world shouts to drown the memory of that word. It screams through greed, through pride, through despair, through the appetite for control. But still, the command stands, be silent and come out. Wherever love speaks, the demons of hate are unmasked. In the wilderness, my son met the tempter. 3 times the voice of deception offered the same old trade, comfort for integrity, spectacle for faith, dominion for devotion. 3 times he answered with what was written, and the evil fled. Know this pattern, for it repeats in you. When you are hungry, the voice will say, turn these stones to bread. When you are uncertain, it will say, prove yourself. When you are weary of waiting, it will whisper, take the throne by force. But you need not fight with rage. The word of truth, quietly spoken, is stronger than all storms of manipulation. Do not picture demons only as horrors in the night. The truer danger is subtler. They love distraction more than terror. They build kingdoms out of vanity, markets out of fear, armies out of envy. They dress in logic and call it liberation. They will tell you that selfishness is self-care, that vengeance is justice, that cynicism is wisdom. My child, measure every claim by the fruit it bears. Where pride multiplies, the shadow is near. Where mercy grows, light has triumphed. Evil studies the heart the way a thief studies a lock. It learns your longings and offers counterfeits. It mimics love but cannot sustain tenderness. It mimics courage but turns it into domination. It mimics beauty but leaves a residue of emptiness. Guard your longings, for they are doors. Keep them open only to what strengthens compassion. Remember Saul, whose jealousy devoured the kingdom that had been his. The dark spirit that troubled him was born from his own envy. Understand this. Demons often borrow the shape of your unhealed wounds. The battle outside begins within. When you bring bitterness to me, I can transmute it. When you cling to it, it becomes a chain the enemy delights to pull. Forgive quickly, even when your pain protests, for forgiveness is armor. Evil's oldest strategy is isolation. The possessed man among the tombs, the prophet in despair beneath the broom tree, the wanderer who believes no one understands. These are the places where darkness whispers loudest. When you feel the urge to withdraw into hopeless silence, resist the voice that says you are alone. Isolation is the devil's echo chamber. I dwell among the humble and the gathered, where 2 or 3 remember love. Light rekindles. Reach outward, even if your hand trembles. I do not tell you these things to frighten you, but to awaken you. The world has grown used to naming evil as error, forgetting that it has intention. Yet the intention is always the same, to unmake what love has made. It moves through systems and desires, through arrogance disguised as enlightenment. Still, its reach is limited. Even when the night crucified my son, it only prepared the stage for resurrection. Remember this pattern whenever despair seems final. Death is a door, not a conclusion. Every story of Scripture where evil rises ends with renewal. Pharaoh's tyranny gave way to an exodus. Nebuchadnezzar's furnace became a sanctuary for 3 who would not bow. Daniel's lions lost their hunger. The pit meant for Joseph became the path to provision. The cross itself became a tree of life. Learn from this. I weave deliverance through the threads of danger. No demon writes the final chapter. When fear tells you the darkness is growing, answer that light does not compete, it reveals. 1 candle can expose a room full of deceit. That candle is consciousness aligned with love. Keep it burning through kindness, humility, and prayer. These are not weak gestures. They are gates through which heaven enters the world. You ask, why allow these forces to exist? Because freedom without choice is not love. The possibility of evil is the price of genuine will. Yet every time you choose compassion over cruelty, honesty over deceit, patience over rage, you diminish the kingdom of darkness. The victory is not one great battle at the end of time. It is fought daily in unseen decisions. The demons fear a steady heart more than a shouted sermon. In the days ahead, you will encounter many who speak of spirits with fascination or fear. Do not be drawn into obsession. Give darkness neither worship nor denial. Acknowledge its existence, but fix your gaze on light. You conquer not by wrestling endlessly, but by standing in truth. The tempter flees from those who know who they are. There are places in this world where cruelty seems to reign. In those places I send souls like you as lamps. Do not underestimate quiet goodness. The mother who forgives, the stranger who shelters another, the worker who refuses corruption. These acts tear rifts in the veil of evil. Every time mercy is practiced, a demon loses territory. You will sense resistance when you move toward love. That resistance is proof of your direction. The more your life mirrors light, the more darkness protests. Do not mistake opposition for abandonment. I am nearest when the struggle is fiercest. The devil tempted my son not in sin, but after baptism. Trials often follow revelation. When you feel tested, recall that testing means you carry something worth attacking. The ancient writings tell of spirits driven out, of chains broken, of minds restored. These are not merely stories of the past. They are parables of the present soul. Each heart can be a Gerasene shore where madness meets mercy. Do not be ashamed of the parts of you that still wrestle. Bring them into the light, and they will lose their power. Confession is exorcism without spectacle. When the early disciples returned rejoicing that demons obeyed them, my son said, Do not rejoice that the spirits submit, but that your names are written in heaven. Learn from this. Your worth is not in authority over darkness, but in belonging to light. The goal is not conquest, but communion. The enemy would rather have you obsessed with fighting him than resting in me. Peace is the armor he cannot penetrate. Evil feeds on extremes: fanaticism, despair, pride of being the most righteous, or shame of being the worst sinner. I dwell in balance, in humility, in gratitude. Stay there, and the whispers fade. Whenever you feel the pull of hatred masked as zeal, remember Jonah, who wanted fire to fall on Nineveh while I wanted mercy to rise. Zeal without love becomes the devil's sermon. The war you sense around you is real, but its outcome is not uncertain. The cross was not defeat, but disarming. Since that hour, darkness has fought like a thief who knows he is already sentenced. He steals time, not eternity. So waste no fear on him. Live as children of daylight, and every step you take is warfare accomplished. You will encounter suffering that seems senseless. The demons delight in that illusion. They whisper, "See, goodness is powerless." But I tell you, goodness never dies. It only hides until the heart is ready to perceive it. Even when evil wounds you, I am already turning the wound into wisdom. The scars of saints are the maps of my faithfulness. Guard your imagination, for it is the workshop of both heaven and hell. Fill it with what uplifts. The enemy begins his work in thought. Resentment repeated becomes possession of the mind. Break the cycle early with gratitude. Say thank you for what still remains, and you build a wall of light. Gratitude confuses the demons, for they cannot comprehend joy that survives loss. My beloved, I tell you a mystery. The darker the night, the nearer the dawn. Do not chase shadows with fear. Bring light, and they scatter. In prayer, in compassion, in truth, you wield more power than you realize. You are not a victim in this story. You are a vessel. Evil trembles not before rituals, but before love lived faithfully. When you see violence, answer it with understanding. When you see greed, answer it with quiet dignity. These responses seem small, but they are cosmic in consequence. Hell fears the gentle heart, because it mirrors heaven too closely. Remember Peter, who denied 3 times and wept. The devil desired to sift him, yet those tears became the salt of leadership. So too with you. What the enemy plans for shame, I will turn into strength. Nothing surrendered in honesty is wasted. If you ever feel overwhelmed, whisper the prayer my son taught: deliver us from evil. It is more than petition, it is alignment. Each time those words rise from sincere hearts, darkness loses ground. The prayer's final note: thine is the kingdom, and the power and the glory is the banner under which all light marches. Know then that demons are not myths, but metaphors of rebellion, both cosmic and personal. Yet they are already judged. The greater truth is love's endurance. The cross absorbed the venom. The resurrection transmuted it. Evil exists, but it is dying. Love lives, and it is eternal. Walk through your days with courage. When anger stirs, pause. When temptation flatters, breathe. When despair thickens, look to the sky. Even clouded, it hides light. I am there. I am not distant, nor am I divided from your struggle. I move within you, urging compassion where cruelty would grow. That impulse toward kindness is my signature. Amen.